It's your boy Mike, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. Now, with Season 2 dropping in less than 2 weeks, we have 13 days left in the season. I want to go ahead and talk about all of the changes I'd like to see, starting off with the newest character. We had it where it was Toppo, Super Saiyan Gotenks, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I'd like to see Super Saiyan God Goku next, just because I am a big God Goku fan. I have a little bit of bias talking through me right now. And on top of that, I feel like God has like a lot of unique moves that they can use that don't feel like it would just be like a classic Super Saiyan Goku, you know, just kit, like, oh, Kamehameha and all that stuff. Like, I feel like the Divine God Bind would be really nice. The finger blast that he did in the Tournament of Power, all of that stuff can be used in that, or even just like the movie moves where like he does the punch and then like the dragon start, like the aura goes around him and all that. Like they have a lot of things they could use for God that I feel like would be pretty unique in that aspect, that doesn't make it where it's just like another Goku that just does the same thing over again, right? Not to say that Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 1 play like the exact same, but you guys know what I mean. But other than that, like I don't really mind too much if it's like another Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, for example, or a Ultimate Gohan, or just anything like that. Gohan from the Broly movie, that would also be pretty nice. Broly just in general as like a tank would be amazing. I would love something like that if they were to drop that in the game, especially because like it's so funny to me that if we go ahead and look at the Divine cards, my mic cut out for a second, but it's funny because like we have like Broly and we have Janemba as both of these card arts, but we don't have them in the game. It's the same thing for Jiren right here, who is also just not in as well. Master Roshi, like a lot of these people who are inside of the Divine card arts could just be characters in here as well. Like I wouldn't mind a Kid Goku too. Like all of this stuff would be really nice, right? Like any of these would be like really nice options to just have in the game too. So any of that would be some of my like top picks, other than like God Goku, Bardock, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, just stuff like that, right? Next, and this is gonna be a big one, the Divine cards, dude. Not Divine cards, sorry, the Divine draws. Oh, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. It's the EXL Junior. This is the most unfun mechanic in the game by far. Having it where not only are you able to snowball against the opponent, but also get snowballed. It's not fun for the people who win. It's not fun for the people who lose. You literally just get one or two of these EXL Juniors and the entire game is in your hands because of how much just XP this is. They either need to entirely rework it to the point where like it's set drops at set times and has like counters going off when those EXL Juniors are going to drop, or they just need to remove it entirely from the game, because there's no reason why they should be giving this much amount of XP for nothing. It's so bullshit. It's aggravating to play, because there are so many times where you'll go up against someone who's like better than you or worse than you, and you'll lose that, and you'll be like, damn it, I know I could have won if it wasn't for this bullshit ass game mode, dude, for this bullshit Divine draw. Or if you're just playing someone who's better, you're like, damn, now I got even harder, like just curb stomped because EXL Juniors exist and the other team is better than us, you know? Like, it's stupid. It's a stupid thing that either just needs to be removed entirely, reworked entirely, because it's just a bad thing in general. The other thing that I kind of want, well, actually, no, let's go in order of like severity, I would say. Not that, well, either way, they're going to have to add a character. So that would be the next thing. But the next like severity thing I would say is probably just the battle pass. I have been a very vocal person about my disliking of the pass. I think they did a good job in adding value to this pass. I think they did a very bad job in terms of the rewards inside of here. Not only one, should there not be any single slot in here that just doesn't, that are just empty. There should never ever be something like this in a battle pass, right? Like to just not add like a small amount of Zenny into all of this tiers that are just empty is very stupid, right? And the other thing that I've always been very vocal about is the fact that the rewards should not just be gacha elements. By having it where you're able to get like 6 golden capsules to get to the end of the battle pass, it makes it feel kind of worthless in a sense, because you get 6 golden capsules, you go over and you summon and you have a, we'll just say 85% chance, because that's kind of what it is. You have an 85% chance for every single one of those capsules to just give you nothing. And then you have a 15% chance to be something, but an overwhelming amount of odds to just be jack shit. So to have it where like that is like the main thing, and that's always what the end of battle passes should be, is like the main thing, is just, it's not good. It's not good at all. The rage skins are not worth it in my opinion, and like they're honestly just not something that I've been a very big fan of. So having it where the skins are either better and there's like animations in here as well, or having it where the new characters can be acquired through the battle pass, like the first premium character is through the battle pass, the second premium character is at like tier 25 for free, and then the last character for the season is tier 5 of the premium pass. Something like that needs to happen. Something like that needs to change. That, or having it where, again, like animations, a lot of the animations for these newer characters could have just been something that have been added into the season pass. And you don't have to make it where it's like the best animations, right? Like you don't need to have it where it's the training complete. Beyond Super Saiyan could have been one that was part of the season pass, right? Having it where maybe Wrath of the Dragon was the season pass like exclusive or things like that, right? And then eventually having it where it's just put into the shop. I've also said it before, but they could have made at least one of the skins something that was like this as well, right? Like there's no reason they couldn't have made it where it's a skin that just gets added to the shop later on, because just the one skin alone would make it worth the entire pass, right? Because even if it's not a character that you like, that's still 350 gems you save. And if you're going to go ahead and say like, well, they won't add it to the shop later, they've already confirmed that they don't mind adding other things to the shop later. Right here, Major Metallic says rewards not unlocked will appear in the shop from the next season onwards. Sure, the skins don't say that, but there's nothing saying like, oh, they have to have it where the rage skins cannot come back, or the other skins cannot come back, right? They're the ones who set the rules. So if they want to make it where these things can come back, they can, because they're doing it for Major Metallic, right? So that's like the next thing on the list, right? I would say it's not as big as the others, but something I also wanted to see changed as well is, if you don't know, the way that the divine cards work is that there is a hidden combo component inside of the game that has been in since the entirety of the development of the game, that they've completely removed like discussion of. For whatever reason, they've just taken out every single one of the information from the game, even though it was in the game before, and nothing has changed about it, right? So again, just kind of like a quick recap, there's combo cards inside of the game that give you different effects. So for example, if you go 1 red card, 1 green card, 1 blue card, your damage is increased by 2%, your defense is increased by 2%, and then your cooldowns are reduced by 2%. If you go something like all reds, for example, all of your damage is increased by 12%, or like 11% across the board. Same thing with defense, and then same thing with cooldown. All of your cooldowns and all of your defenses are increased, or the cooldown, for example, is reduced by that 10-11% range from getting all of that. If you get like 2 red cards and 1 blue card, it'll reduce the blue card by 2%, or all your cooldowns by 2%, and then like the red cards by 6%, and so on and so forth, right? So either an entire revamp of that system, I feel like, needs to come out. The information about it needs to be added back into the game, or something, because if it's still something that is added into the game, it needs to be talked about. And overall, just a lot of these numbers need to be shown as well. They have it where every single time in the patch notes, they give us the numbers that they use for these characters, but then you go over to the information of these characters and they don't tell you. It's silly. Like it imagine if it just said it right here, like right under the skill. It was like skill level 1 on the top, and then right on the bottom it's like 7,000. And then the next thing is like skill level 2, and then it's like 9,000. And then skill level 3, 11,000, right? Like it talks about all of the stuff as well as like what the level ups do, rather than just being like, oh, the AoE is increased, guys. Like, come on. They are vocal about the things, but they only do it when it's the actual like patch notes itself. It's silly. It's very silly. But yeah, like even for other things inside of the games too, right? Like for example, they had to change the what is it called? They had to change the description for Shu, because the description was wrong, because it was like, oh, movement speed down and like defense down or something like that. And then they applied, it now shows it's applied marked. What the fuck does marked mean? If you're a new player and you're trying to figure out what a lot of this stuff does, you're probably going to look at marked and be like, okay, I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to take this guy. I don't think he's too good. And then you find out that he's one of the biggest counters against hit. And even for other characters too, right? Like the World King, for example, it just says applies all attack up to self while you're in range. By what percent? Is it a flat boost? Is it a percentage boost? Like what kind of boost is it? Nail, another person follows you and launches a follow-up attack. How much does that attack even do? What is the duration of this character? How much does each like attack do, as well as how often does the attack happen? You know, again, Botamo, what is the stats of this guy? How long does he stay up and like everything like that? Major Metallic, again, just a person who like destroys a portion of the stage, and then you find out that he was one of the best like supporters for the meat buns, because he comes up like every 15 seconds or something like that, you know? So they need to talk more. Dude, fucking Kaba, like again, he just seems like the exact thing as World King, but then you find out he's completely useless. So they need to talk about what a lot of this stuff does, and give more details for just everything across the board. Because if you're a new player and you're trying to figure out what a lot of this stuff does, you're going to be overwhelmed by the lack of information that this game gives. I would rather them over explain than under explain, because not only do you hurt the people who are new, but you're also hurting the people who have been here for a while. And then like maybe you find out recently like, oh yeah, no, like Nail sucks, or oh yeah, no, like Botamo's sucks, or again like Kaba sucks. You never know. They have to explain some of this stuff, but they don't, and they need to give that information, you know. I kind of forgot to talk about it, and I guess we're not going to talk about it like in levels of severity anymore. No matter what, I was already going to put like sections for each video or each part of the video, but like the next thing I also wanted to talk about was the cost of characters. There is no reason why every single character should be costing 250 gems, and it's like you have to wait an entire season for them to come back into the pool, and only then will they get added to the star collection, which is already a bad enough system as is to try and collect characters, right? And it's silly too, because of the fact that like if you are a person who is playing this game, you're not going to be like, oh well, I'm not gonna like spend money on this game for animations or anything like that. Like if you got every single character for free and they just monetize the skins like almost every other MOBA does, they would still make the same amount, if not more money than what they do now. Because of the fact that a lot of these animations are cool. Versus loading in with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and he's just like standing still. And you're like, damn, I'm auraless, dude. I got nothing. Like, you're going to take those 250 gems that you would have used to buy the character and you're going to go use it to summon. So the fact that these characters are all paid for any new character is such a dumb thing to do. They need to make these characters free to play, whether it's through Zenny, whether it's through some sort of like unlock period after a week or something. It needs to happen not only faster than it does, but like an easier method, because it shouldn't be as bad as it is now. If they want to go halfway, and like I said, they use Zenny and they make it where only people who buy the character can use it for the first week, whatever, you know? But it shouldn't be a thing of like, you have to wait 3 months if you wanted to play Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you know? Especially because, again, I almost said Legends. Gekishin is in a lose-lose situation right now, where if they don't nerf Super Saiyan 3 Goku, people are going to complain that he's too OP and that he's still busted, his instant transmission is still broken. But then if they do nerf him, then because of the fact that they had it where he was untouched for 3 months, but only after he got put into free to play that he got nerfed, then a lot of the people who were free to play and get this guy are going to be upset because they didn't get to see the full Super Saiyan 3 Goku. All they're getting to see now is the guy who was nerfed, you know? And that, like I said, it kind of is a lose-lose situation, because I can see both sides. I do think that the guy needs a nerf, but at the same time, like, if you're just getting him free to play as well, then you don't get to see how good he was, you know? So the fact that, like, it's just not more... The fact that you have to wait 3 months is the biggest issue, because if you only had to wait 1 week and then he got nerfed after a month, no one would care. You know, like, that wouldn't matter at all. But yeah, they just need to they either need to change the star collection system, or they need to make it where just every single character is free. Well, either way, every single character should be free. But yeah. Next, I would say that, honestly, I feel like we need more events every single, like, week. Every week should have one thing that we have to, like, complete, in a sense. Because the time frame that they like space these things out, I feel like is a bit much. Like, we had the Bulma capsule event, and I was raving about this because this was a good amount of rewards, you know? Like, this the free pass, I believe, was the same amount of capsules as just this event alone. It was 10 gold capsules and 12 of the costume capsules, which was really good. Really, really good. But then it lasted for like 3 days or something like that, right? They need to extend the length of that, make it where it's like a week, and then have it where there's an event like this every single week. And it doesn't have to be the same thing where, like, I'm not being greedy and being like, oh, I want there to be a gold capsule event every week. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they should have an event like this that gives you some sort of reward at least every single week. They can make it where it's like the Bulma capsule event every 2 weeks or something like that. We have it where the Mr. Satan Zenny Jamboree is every 2 weeks, like it's a flip-flop. They could have it where we get some of the what's it called? The Twitch drops. Like, they have it, they made it where it said that it ended, but then they extended it to like the end of the month. But they had it where, like, people who, wait, no, sorry, not this. This was the other one, but we could also include this as well. But, like, if they had something like this every single week where it's like, oh, this week is the Twitch drops, and then the next week is the Bulma capsule, and then the next week is the Mr. Satan's Jamboree, and then the week after that is the, where is it? It's this one. The community rewards, where if you watch certain streamers, you can get rewards like the 10 gold capsules or the 15 costume capsules or 1,000 zenny. It would be nice, you know, to just have something that you can look forward to every single week that isn't just specifically summoning. You know, you'll always have something to do to get something in the game. It's not like how it is now, where it's like we go into the news section and hold on, we gotta like pop over to something else before we, okay, here we go, where we go on for so long. Like, look at this, the topo dropped on the 29th. The last announcement was on the 17th. That's 12 days. 12 days. And then before that was 2 days, right? So like we had the season 1.2 patch notes. Then right before 2 weeks ago was the season 1.1 patch notes that had Go Tanks with the developer letter 5 days before that. And then 9 days before the developer letter was Super Saiyan 3 Goku campaign. And then again, just another long period of time before the season 1 patch notes. And then another 5 days developer letter 1. Another 1 day, and then you get that. Another 6 days. Like, it's too spaced out. Just have something that is consistently like a week, I would say. So that way you have something to come back to, right? And I'm not talking just about summons. I'm not talking just about skins. I want to see a campaign inside of the game that, again, just doesn't last like 2 to 3 days. It's kind of silly, in my opinion, that it goes away that fast, because that's exactly how long the Bulma capsule event lasted for. It was like 2 or 3 days. It's quite silly. But let me go ahead and just double check my notes real quick to see if I had anything else I wanted to discuss. And then probably I'll make this the final point. If I remember anything else, I'll probably put it down in the comments. But the other thing I would say as well is that the missions is like, it's weird. And again, this is just kind of like more of a nitpick than anything. But we can go ahead and see, right? I'm already at the max amount of the battle pass that I need. And there's still 13 more missions, you know? So having it where there's like an incentive to complete those missions would be nice if it was like something like Zenny. Like every single like 1,000 points you get past the like final tier of a battle pass, giving you like 500 or 1,000 Zenny would be nice for like every 1,000 points you get, right? Because like, dude, look at this. I have 6,000 points I missed here. I have 9,000 battle pass points I missed here. I have 6,500 I missed here. Another 9,000 right there. We have another 6,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,500 here. Not even looking at the premium battle pass missions too. This is just, this like is, it's just kind of, it's just like, it doesn't do anything, you know? And again, I feel like that's more of a nitpick than anything, because you don't really want to have a battle pass that has it where you have to do every single mission. It should be more of like a, what's it called? It's more of a thing that should be optional, right? Like you should optionally be able to choose which missions you complete in order to get to the final parts of the battle pass. But with a lot of the bigger missions just completely dodged by me and still being able to complete the entire battle pass, as well as there being 13 missions left for me to do, like, again, it just makes it feel like, oh wow, man, I got 1,000 or 6,000 battle pass points and it does jack shit. So again, that'd probably be the smallest point though, because that's just me nitpicking, right? But either way, let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great week. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.